I don't know if you can see it, but I've been noticing when I play this game that you can see, like, little splits in the map, like, in the sections of the map. And I think it's because all of these, like, on this little map here, when they show your points, they're all just a bunch of, like, shitty JPEGs laid down next to each other. I mean, I don't know that for a fact. I haven't, like, opened the game in a thing or anything, but...
You've thought of some interesting tests for the contestants.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. And, I forget which one of them, but one of the, you know, places on the map for one of the auditions, when they, like, you know, get bigger for a second when the, thing comes out, one of them, like, the edge of it clipped into the split in the map, and that's how I first noticed it, and I was like, oh, these are just, like, a bunch of, like, kind of low-res stock pictures of the things in the show, just sitting on top of, you know, a repeating, like, map thing. Which is not to be like, this game is full of shit, but it's funny. I hope any of that made sense, I don't really know. Anyway, this is Jellyfish Fields auditions, and these aren't my favorite. I very much have a softer spot for the beginning stages of this game. And I barely even remember the last one, because I almost never got to it, and I'll explain that in due time. But, yeah, and I just kind of sucked at these more than I remember, because, like I was talking about before, I played this game all the time when I was a kid. I basically, between the ages of, like, 7 and 13, basically, it was just a constant rotation of SpongeBob video games as the background to my life. And other games, I guess, but, you know, it usually came back to the SpongeBob games. I owned all of them, I liked all of them. I liked even the ones that aren't even good, or even, like, or just I don't even remember them being that good, but I even liked those. And so I got very good at them, and so, yeah, I remember, like, my usual score when I was a kid for this game was, like, 300 something, and I think I don't even break 200 here. And I can see why in hindsight, and I noticed it, I guess, while I was playing, that, like, I was making too big of a stink of trying to just wait for the big point ones, the 3-point ones, which are the big pink ones. But, first of all, other characters kept getting them, because the computer characters in this game just decide to be competent when it most disadvantages you. But the real trick is to just keep getting the 5 combo, because I don't know how many points that gives you, but it makes your points go up much higher. Yeah, the 5 jelly combo. And yeah, so, but I kept just waiting for the ones that were worth more points, and then being very cautious about shooting them into the thing that squeezed them into the jar. Which is kind of weird. You can see after they squeeze them, there's like gray, almost kind of translucent jellyfish that come out, and I completely fucking missed there. That sucked. I don't know if are those like their ghosts, or do they just squeeze all the, is it the juice inside that's making their jelly bodies that color? I don't know. Anyway, luckily everybody else sucked. Patrick caught like 2 jellyfish. Fucking idiot. For some reason, even if you do put Patrick on normal, and even when I've put him on, I think they call it smart, when, you know, you want to increase the competency of the CPUs, even then, he is the one that is, like, more prone at least in my experience, to do dumb shit. And stuff like what happened in the driving audition, where he was just stalling, driving into a pole forever. So, I don't know, maybe they programmed Patrick to just be stupider on average than everyone else to fit his character. That's cool. Anyway, as you could probably imagine, all of the auditions in this level involve catching jellyfish, because it's Jellyfish Fields, and what else are you gonna do? And yeah, I think that contributes to why I might not like these as much, or at least I just didn't enjoy playing through it again as much this time around. Whole thing's kind of one note, and yeah, I did substantially better this time around, I think, than in the first one. I don't know if I, like, killed it or whatever, but I mean, I win. Spoilers. So. But yeah, the real thing you want to try to do is get the 3 jelly combo. As always, the combos are what really is... Yeah, Squidward just got one. Even though you can get more, you can get a 4 and a 5 jelly combo. 5 is the most I've ever gotten. And yeah, I keep failing to get 3. But yeah, I just got 4. Patrick just got 4. So there you go. So yeah, if you can, like, just... generally, these supply you with more, like, 3-point and 2-point ones than the other one. Or at least it did this time around for me. So... I don't know. I think I fared better this time around. I had a more substantial lead for more of the time. I can't say that for the last audition in this level, unfortunately. Anyway, so Madagascar is over. How about that? I know that probably wasn't everybody's favorite thing, at least just comparing the viewership of that to Mario Sunshine and to a lesser extent this. But I kind of expected that. It was just kind of I wanted to have a secondary LP going because I knew I had the time at the time because I was unemployed. And, you know, then I could, you know, just have that one under my belt. Because I knew I wanted to do it at some point, and I knew it wouldn't take super long to do, but it would take a few weeks if I only uploaded 2 a week. And so I figured I might as well, and I mean, it's not a terrible game, it's not a great game, it's just something that I played a lot and could talk about, and hopefully it, was cool for at least some people. Yeah. It's interesting with the second channel because, you know, the Let's Watches on my main channel just skyrocketed my viewership in a short amount of time to the point that even, like, my bullshit videos and videos like Let's Plays that probably it wasn't everybody's thing or what everyone wanted to see. I mean, people were bitching that I wasn't uploading more Let's Watch videos that entire time. You know, even those would get a decent amount of views, and I mean, that slowly went down over time, especially after I took many long hiatuses in college, and for a number of reasons, and then you had you know, my kind of change of what I wanted to do with the channel and moving away from, not so much moving away from doing Let's Watches, but them being less frequent and less focused on making fun of, like, actual people. But now I'm back in the mode of, like, slowly growing a channel. Even though, you know, most of the people watching, or probably all of them, are people who know me from my original channel, but, like, trying to just carve out an audience for this stuff secondary to my main thing, which itself isn't getting as many views as it once did. because I'm mostly just doing movie reviews, and most people who subscribe to me because of either the Let's Watch stuff, which even when I do Let's Watches, are usually not stuff like that, or I forget what I was just gonna say. Whatever, you get what I'm saying. So I mean, being back in that mode is strange, because I was in that mode for a very long time with my YouTube channels. So I'm, you know, it's not new, but, and I mean, it's not, like, bad, but I was just thinking about it, it's kind of interesting. Anyway, if you can't tell, we're fucking sucking, we being me and stupid-ass Squidward. I couldn't be paying attention to what he was doing, but maybe now I'll watch, because, oh, he's running into a rock and doing nothing. Awesome, that explains it. Yeah, so you're working as a team, you have to hypnotize the jellyfish to turn them the color you are. For some reason, there's some amount of time between each blow of your horn that you can't blow it again. I don't know what it is, but I was just mashing A until I could do it. And then, yeah, this thing comes and can fuck you up. And, if the person on the other team hits the person on your team with the, with the blow of the horn, then they get hurt and all of the jellyfish get turned to the opposing team's color. And I saw a lot of Squidward having that happen to him, and a lot of not catching the jellyfish when they were green and near him, and then other times, like, not knowing where the fucking cage was or not going to it. And so this was the time that I started noticing these things and started trying to, like, pick up my own pace. Look, I'm trying to lead him over to the fucking cage. Like, get over here, idiot. So yeah, this is an example of how the CPUs can fuck you. And, you know, I thought maybe I could salvage it and just creep ahead of them, even by a couple of points before the end, but I needed like 10 more seconds of completely unimpeded success for that to happen. But I still won. Still beat all those computer bitches, so who cares? But it was a pain in the ass. See, that's the first event that I have not won. Feels bad, man. Or at least I think so. Maybe I'm remembering wrong.
Kevin, that was fantastic.
Kevin!
Well, I don't like to brag, but...
Ow! So, who was the most electrifying contestant?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Ow! Great! Nice work, Kevin. Get Mr. SquarePants down to wardrobe.
I never liked Gil. That's his name, right? Gil Hammerstein? I think that's his name. Or is that someone else from the show? That's his name, right? Yeah. I don't like Gil that much. He has a completely different voice in the PC version, by the way, and he's like a big asshole. And so I completely did not understand when I played the PC version and this. I was like, but I don't really like either of them, because in the other one he's like a douchebag. And this one he's just like a super nerd and also kind of a douchebag. And he has a lisp for some reason, which I mean, is fine. It's not a problem to have a lisp, but I don't know why he bothers me. He's very weird. Anyway, this is one of the most fitting roles for SpongeBob, obviously, being the jellyfish hunter.
Carry a lot on their backs, so they're always in danger of tipping over.
I see. When I wear my glasses, which I've lost again.
Who is standing on my foot, Man Ray?
For goodness sake, you don't have a foot, you infernal bowel!
The hermit is stealing bigger things. I bet there's a really big building in the hermit's sights.
The hermit wears tights?
The permit test bites? Old Herbert was right?
The jelly pudding was likely toasted and pajamas?
I think the hermit wears soft wool underpants.
What the? That's not helpful.
Well, it could be. Yes, you never know.
Comfort is important, young ward.
Ooh, pardon me. Well, I am full of air, you know.
Oh, I can't take it anymore! I'll track the hermit myself.
Oh, well, that's decent of you. You can come with us in our invisible boatmobile.
Away!
That seemed very weirdly, abruptly cut off. Like there's supposed to be more there. Also, just like, ending it with the away would have been fine, but you have to have funny burpee. I get it. I always wish that I could like burp on command or in funny ways when I talk in my commentary. It's always just gross ass burps when I'm trying to speak and I almost fucking throw up everywhere. But alas, I'm not funny enough. Anyway, next time we're gonna go to jail and break out. That's the game. See you then.